Well, so over the weekend, in what appeared to be an exciting day for the people of Tamale, in the northern region of Ghana, where some of the top players of Ghana's national team had converged to excite their own people, to play to the delights of the people of the northern region, where the likes of Captain Andre Ayew, his brother Jordan Ayew, Tamale's own Wakaso Mubarak, the likes of Abdul Fatawu of Leicester City, Majid Waris, or Tamale's own Majid Waris, and a whole lot of players who have played from the northern region or who hail from the northern region, going back to the same place to excite and create some fun and event for the people in the northern region. And this is an event put together by Dr. Ernest Granton. It has been an event that has been moving from one region to the other. So it's the All Stars Festival, where during the European break, these players come together during the summer break to play to the delight of their own local, people, to the community people. This is not a Black Stars game. It is basically a Black Stars team not playing a Black Stars game. And I was, very happy to witness the last edition in Bono region, in Domahinkro, where they played in front of thousands of fans. And this year's edition was in the northern region, people who really like football, and where a lot of top footballers in the country hail from, including the ones I've mentioned. Remember, though not from Tamale particularly, the likes of Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew, hailing from Paga, are so well loved in the northern regions of Ghana and across the world, of course. But this is an opportunity where they will be playing perhaps the first exhibition game, first ceremonial game in that part of the country. So it was much well anticipated, the anxiety in town weeks before, because there were a series of events before the game. But what happened and how the game went was what, in my opinion, took out the shine of everything that had been beautifully built. So this match was expected to happen at the Tamale Stadium. So this is the Tamale Stadium, the only national stadium in the northern parts of Ghana, around 5 or 6 regions in that part, but this is the only national stadium. And if you want to add the Bronx Ahafo region, Bono East, and Bono region itself, and the Ahafo region, these are like 7-8 regions with this stadium closer to them. So the only national stadium in the northern region, which was built from scratch in the year 2008, that's 2007, for the hosting of 2008. This was built from scratch, and together with the Takoradi Stadium were regarded as some of the best stadia on the continent of Africa for the engineering and the way the architectural designs were, and the way they were situated. The localities were very calm. So absolutely a very beautiful scenery around the stadium when it was built. You can clearly see from the images of where the stadium was located in the northern region, and having the green vegetation around it was very beautiful. And inside the stadium was spectacular. This is the northern region, Tamale, for the hosting of CAN 2008. This is supposed to be one of the games for CAN 2008, or for also the MTN FA Cup matches. This was a very beautiful stadium, to be very honest. One of the few stadiums in Ghana to be covered, and even in West Africa to have a roof then those times. So how many years now? Almost 16 years, yeah, 16 years since the tournament was hosted. So this was the Tamale Stadium. You see how beautiful the stadium was. The interior was spectacular. And this is during the hosting of the African Cup of Nations, one of the games for the AFCON in 2008. The stadium was spectacular. It was impressive in the night, and it was left in the care of the National Sports Authority, a state agency, to cater for the stadium, generate revenue. And let me add that the Tamale Sports Stadium was constructed with hostels in addition. So even in the absence of games, just like the Takoradi Stadium, there were hostels where people can book and spend the night, like a guest house, So it was not a facility that was supposed to go in ruins if you let it in the hands of competent people or people who really know about their jobs. So this stadium had over around 50 to 60 rooms, I understand, where it can be let out, rented out to people who wanted to spend short stays, and also for sportsmen when they had to camp. So there was always going to be constant usage and activities around the stadium. But 16 years down the lane, the stadium was also renovated and renamed Aliu Mahama Stadium, named after the northern political hero, the MPP, former vice president and of the country for 8 years, Aliu Mahama. So it was renamed in 2017, I think, after Aliu Mahama. But what has happened was or has been something that I can never understand. So this stadium was to host the tournament or the event that was organized by Dr. Ernest Cranton. And let me take you to how the stadium looks like currently. So this is the Tamale Sports Stadium, the current state of the stadium. And it is practically impossible to imagine that this facility has been let or has been in the care of people who know about their jobs. What I think is that when these facilities, national facilities, are given to people who do not know about the nature of their jobs, but are handed these facilities and big investment because they are political apparatchiks, because they belong to a political party, then this is definitely how a lot of these facilities will end. This is a national stadium, for God's sake. And I am not just ranting about this, but there is the establishment of national parks and gardens across the regions where people who have studied horticulture in our various universities are employed. And the establishment of the national parks and gardens dates back in the early 1950s, even by the colonial government, for the planting and overseeing of vegetation and different kinds of plants and grasses. So in all the regions in Ghana, there is a national facility, or there is a national agency, that's the Parks and Gardens, responsible for growing grasses in national places in exchange for compensation and what the government gives to them at the end of every month. There are people who are employed. There are people who have studied horticulture in universities, and they just need to apply the knowledge acquired. So in the northern region, there is Parks and Gardens. There are people they are employed by government. So the National Sports Authority, even if they don't have money to employ competent people or to employ groundsmen who are sophisticated enough to fly down groundsmen from any country, there are national parks and gardens. And these parks and gardens have done a lot of activities in Ghana. There is a stadium in the university in the Eastern region. Is it Pentecost University pitch in the Eastern region, where I don't know if it's Presbyterian or Pentecost University in the Eastern region, and their pitch is so lush, very green. And when I asked, the pitch was planted by students of the university, some of who study horticulture. There is a horticulture department at the University of Education, Winneba. Polytechnic school in Tamale. There are students there. So even if we don't have money to go bring in top groundsmen, can't we let this facility
And as the All-Stars
Afena Gyan. It could have been 2.